Hi, Mrs. Leonardo here. Today I am going to show you how to use Google Forms to assess your student. This is a great tutorial if you have never really used Google Forms, if you're getting your feet wet, if you're a level 1 or level 2 beginner. Now, you are going to get to my screen by going to forms.google.com. Once you get here, if your screen does not look like mine, you might have to click around and find a little byline that says update to the new Google Forms. So the great thing about the updated forms is that you have several different templates that you can use. You can click on more and see all of the ones they have. And for educational purposes, there's the exit ticket, assessment, worksheet, and course evaluation. You can definitely use the worksheet option, but I'm going to show you how to do this yourself. First thing that you want to do is click on the purple plus sign right above the word blank. Ta-da! Here's your first form. So the first thing that I like to do before I get started, before I start typing anything, I always go up to the right-hand corner, right where this little gear is, settings. I click on that, and here's what I do. I allow the settings to be for anyone or anyone inside my school district. Now, when I do anyone, this is how I've collected parent information, parent-teacher conferences, things like that. But when it's just for my students, I'll select anyone within my school district. The main thing that I want is to automatically collect the person's username. This is important for me because when I request their email, then I'm able to grade it. I also like to give some feedback to my students, or a confirmation, not really feedback, but a confirmation that I've received their work. So I might say, thank you for responding. Take out your reading book. And this part is up to you. You can have your students submit another response. You can have them edit their response. They can see a summary of what they responded. As they're taking the little assessment, you can show them a progress bar and shuffle question order. The main thing for me is just remembering to automatically collect their email. Click save. All right, now give your form a title, give your form a short description for your students. You can give them instructions here. That's basically it. What I like to do in the top left-hand corner is click right where it says Untitled Form, and it automatically titles my test for me, or my assessment, my quiz, whatever. The next thing I do is I have my students type their first name, and I make this a short answer option. The next important thing, I require it. That means they cannot submit the form unless they answer this particular question. This plus button over here, I add another question. I teach 4 sections of language arts. Now, if you are in a self-contained classroom, you might not need to do this. But if you teach multiple sections, I then have my students select their class period. And the reason why I do this is because when I go to grade their work, I can divide everything up by section. And then I make this a drop down. And I can put first period, second, third, fourth. And again, I make this required. But a suggestion one of my students had several years ago, I would really like to watch this by myself. I want to use my own earbuds. And at that time, I couldn't really insert any videos. We would watch a video as a class and take notes. But a lot of kids expressed an interest in doing this on their own. And then I thought, hey, that's not a bad idea. So now anytime I have a video for my students, I pop it in a form. This way they can work at their own pace. If a student's absent, they can do this at home. It's really great. I add a title or description. I give them a little bit of information. Please watch the video below. And you have a description option. Then now, after I have them watch the video, do you see right here, there's an option for image, the little landscape, the mountains. And right below that, there's an option for you to add a video. You can add a video by searching YouTube. I find the video I want, I select it, and then I click the blue button for select. The videos here, I like to center my videos. I give it a title, okay? Then if I want to add a picture or a question, so right after they have watched conjunctions, I can ask them a question. What is one thing you learned? And I can make it a paragraph option where they have to write longer information, make it required. I could also write a multiple choice question. Better, what are the coordinating conjunctions? And then I can give them multiple choice answer for, and so on. I don't want to waste your time with all of this. Okay, what are the coordinating conjunctions? Make it a required question. The next thing I can do, I can add an image. I can find an image, add it from my desktop, my Google Drive, wherever. And then I can ask them a question. That's it. Now let's take a preview. So this, of course, this is a smorgasbord of questions and things, but I just want to do this for you to get a general idea. So here's what it looks like on the student's end. Let me click this pencil in the right hand corner. I can go back and edit the form. I can choose the color palette. I can change the color. I can choose right here on the bottom right hand corner an image. There's different illustrations. There's all kinds of different categories that you can use. Find one that you like, add it, it automatically updates the theme. So several months ago, my students were learning about setting, plot, and conflict, and I really wanted them to watch some Disney Pixar movies to see if they could identify and explain the type of setting and the exposition and the rising action and so on and so forth. So instead of making them sit in class while I played the YouTube videos from my computer, I shared it to them on Google Classroom. I had a couple students absent. They did this at home, and it was just an ongoing thing that they completed over the course of the week. Anytime they finished work, they just answered the question. So here's what they saw. Here's the title. Here's the information I gave to them. I collected their email address. Type your first name, last name. They got to choose their class period. Here was their first video that they watched, Jerry's Game. They answered several different questions, and there was lava, questions, fees, paperman, so on. And then they submitted their answers. Now, as far as the best practice is concerned, one thing that's different about Google Forms is it doesn't save your work. So when you close that browser, it's gone. So Google Docs, slides, and so on, those save your work periodically, and you can go back and access that at any time. But when you're actually filling out the form, it doesn't save. So for you as a teacher creating the form, it saves. The person filling out the form does not save. So I always tell my students that if they are actually typing an answer, type all their answers to questions in Google Docs, and then they can come back and copy and paste them as soon as they're finished. So if it's a long extended assignment like this one, you might want to have them use Google Docs. If it's something short and quick, a quick check for understanding, a quiz, then they can do it all in one sitting. Be sure to watch my follow-up videos. I will be able to show you how I assess work. I know I said I'd show this in another video, but the great thing about the new Google Forms are the responses. So you can immediately see who has responded by email, and check out this amazing graph. You can see who answered by period. You can see what the students wrote if you just want to get a quick look. Now, as far as grading is concerned, you have no idea who said what, but if you do multiple choice questions or anything, you're able to get a quick graph and you can see where you stand with your students. And the other great thing is you can actually click on individual and you can see what the student wrote. It's amazing. Go Google Forms. Love it.